we shall start now. A very good morning to respected Director, Professor Dr. S.S. Chauhan, sir. Our respected chief guest for today, renowned scientist Dr. Madhusudan Pal. Respected HOD, sir. Respected faculty and students of BBD ITM Lucknow. We welcome you all on the behalf of BBD ITM's Department of Mechanical Engineering to today's webinar on ergonomics principle and product design. Our speaker for today is Dr. Madhusudan Pal. Sir has done his bachelor's in physiology from Burdwan University, his master's in human physiology from Vidyasagar University, and completed his PhD from Vidyasagar University in physiological responses of load carriage in Indian Army personnel with respect to changes in walking speed and gradient. Currently, he is a scientist at DIPAS DRDO Delhi. Sir has served in JRF from 1997 to 1998 in the Sports Authority of India, Patiala, and has been a scientist till date. He has more than 45 national and international journals and completed 17 scientific project reports on various government projects and has attended more than 93 conferences. He is the peer reviewer of many journals and have 9 design patents granted in his credit and 5 utility patents still under process. He is the member of the Physiological Society of India, Indian Society of Ergonomics, Indian Association of Biomedical Scientists, Indian Academics of Neurosciences, and many more. Sir has been awarded the Scientist of the Year Award twice in 2012 and 2016 respectively, the Dr. B.V. Sarkar Memorial Oration Award in 2017, the Technology Group Award in 2003 and 2008 respectively, the Professor Chitralekha Mukherjee Memorial Oration Award in 2013, and the list goes on. Sir, we welcome you and we are very keen to listen to you. Now I would like to request HOD sir to say a few words.
Thank you. Firstly, I would like to welcome our respective speaker, Dr. Pal sir, and also thankful for them for the accept our invitation within a short notice of period. And the topic is very beautiful related to the ergonomics and their design and products. Obviously, the presence of Pal sir, that is very valuable for us in multi-dimensional because we are a engineering institute and focus the various dimensions to get how to get a patent, how to complete a project, and how to publish a paper. So obviously, sir have a broad knowledge and publish a lot of paper and also credited as more than 9 patent in his credit and some of under the process. So overall, all the themes are very beautiful and also be beneficial for the student as well as faculty members. So on the behalf of BBD Educational Group, BBD NITM, and as a Department of Mechanical Engineering, I heartily welcome to this, sir, and feel proud at this moment that sir has present here and now going to deliver a talk for our student. And in future, I hope sir will be physical more present at the BBD ITM to deliver some special talk and also mentor our student time to time. So इस पे भी हम काम करेंगे. But now today, I would like to invite to Pal sir to please share their knowledge through the PPT presentation. So thanks to all of you again, and sir, please start your presentation. To Pal sir, please.
First of all, good morning to everyone, and my best wishes, Navaratri wishes to all of you. And respected, am I audible?
Yes, hello, sir, you are audible, sir.
First of all, my sincere thank your director, sir, for inviting me and present my ideas and thoughts and research work in the big your forum. My presentation topic is ergonomics principle and product design, but this topic is very vast and wide. But I am trying to cover up all the few points and major points, which is very, very crucial and important for the design and development of any kind of products. And first of all, I want to share very brief about what is the ergonomics. Ergonomics is the Latin word. It's split into 2 words. Ergon means work, nomos means laws. How basically it represents the laws of work. and whole ergonomic concerned with the design of any kind of facilities, maybe tools and equipment, tasks that are compatible with human anatomical, physiological, biomechanical characteristic of the human body. Because doing any kind of task, and if you go through the slide, human is the center. Human is surrounded by task, equipment, technology, and immediate the workspace, work environment as a whole in the organization. And human is the key, play and key important role in the whole work system. And other way, ergonomics represent use rules of work, fitting the task to the person. What happened in still now in our country, we are trying the practice fitting the man to the task, not try for the fitting the task to man. Actually, at first we have to identify the what is the human capability and limitation. He or she is fit for the task, then place the task to the particular human. Basically, task should be fit to the human, not human fit to the task. Work smarter, not harder. Make things more user-friendly. This is the basic concept of the ergonomics. And what is the major area? Ergonomics in the different, actually everyone is trying to define the ergonomics in the different ways. The basically major area is the physical ergonomics, which is mainly concerned with the human anatomical, anthropometric, physiological, and biomechanical characteristics as they are related to the physical activity. Why it is important physical ergonomics? If we go through this figure, the one human, this one and this one, what is the variation? Individual to individual vary their shape, size, everything. As per their anthropometric dimension and the differentiation in the shape, size, variation, everything will be the vary. Force and stress, personal capabilities, all factors vary. But for that purpose, suppose we are trying to design a workstation. Physical ergonomics main concern. Why? If when the shape and size is different, but any kind of workstation should be used by the all individuals. This is the taller one, shortest one. But during the design of any kind of workstation, at first we have to consider the human capabilities in terms of the shape, size, power, strength. Based on that, we have to design workstation or any kind of task. This is the main deal with the physical ergonomics part. Second one is coming to the cognitive ergonomics. And cognitive ergonomics, that's mean here is physical workload and physical demand of a task is very, very low. But your main interest in the mental ability and mental concentration, attention, this and that. I'm just going to, what is the cognition? To know or to conceptualize or to recognize anything, that called the cognition. Refers to a faculty of the processing of the information, applying the knowledge, enhancing and changing the preference, what decision making. This is called the ergonomics. If we go through the all slides, here is playing the chess. There is physical effort is very, very less. But main interest is the mental workload. This is the cockpit. When anyone pilot flying the cockpit, this is the cockpit. That is mental workload is very, very high. Suppose where we are using the mobile phone or this phone, demand is mainly cognitive demand, not the physical demand. When we are reading, similarly reading purpose, the physical load is minimum, but cognitive demand is high. This cognitive ergonomics approach will be very, very useful for the designing of any kind of displays, symbols, visuals, and flow of information processing. All these factors for design or development of this kind of any kind of product or symbol, visuals, anything, we have to consider the all factors related to the cognitive ergonomics. Then third one is environmental ergonomics. Suppose we are doing the same task or work in case of the teaching or reading. You are doing the class teaching in the Lucknow and same task may be performed at the desert in the hot environment, desert environment, high altitude, glacier area, Leh Ladakh, and jungle environment, hot humid area, eastern area of the eastern part of the India. Because what happened when you are doing the same task in the Lucknow, your capability is different when same individual posted to the different adverse environmental conditions, it may be high altitude, maybe desert or a extreme jungle environment, your capability automatically change. Task is same, but human capability automatically change. If we go through the literature, when you are working in the Lucknow and same task perform in the 16,000 meter feet height, high altitude area, then your aerobic capacity, in the terms of the human aerobic capacity, basically, if you consider as a efficiency, it may be human or it may be machine. Ultimate thing is efficiency. We are looking for the efficiency, productivity, safety, and health. When same individual work in the Lucknow and posted in the high 16,000 feet above, the mechanical efficiency or efficiency automatically reduced. If you go through the graph, if your mechanical efficiency or work efficiency is 50 at sea level, suppose you are in the Lucknow, and when you posted to the Mount Everest, your efficiency remain only the 5, come down 50 to the 5 at the height of Mount Everest. Similarly, when somebody is doing task or anything in the desert environment, in desert and hot environment, the major problem is sweating, sweat loss, water loss from the body. And it is recommended that when 1 liter of the sweat loss elevated your heart rate, normal heart rate is elevated 1 beats per minute. Basically, your machine efficiency will be automatically decreased. Similarly, jungle environment also. That's why when we are design or development of the any product or anything, we have to first consider all the factors. Same product may be used in the Lucknow, it may be Rajasthan, it may be Jammu Kashmir, it may be Northeast area, Tawang sector, Arunachal, all these areas. Why I am telling this all the factors? Because suppose some task or any tool or anything is planning for the design or development, you have to consider all the factors, human factors, because user is the human. If human is not comfort, human not accept your product will be failure and your efficiency will be disturbed. Then you have to consider the environmental factors also. And another important aspect of the environmental ergonomics is the noise and vibration. It is very, very applicable for the all workplace. It may be industry, it may be the military environment, anywhere. Noise vibration, you disturb your efficiency, not only physical, at the same time mental also. Noise and vibration impair your attention, processing of the linguistic information. Main problem is distraction. Your attention will be disturbed. Increase the unnecessary unwanted fatigue, tiredness, and irritability. Not only that, hamper your hand and eye coordination. When you are doing in the same task without of any vibration or noise, your performance will be increased. Suppose you are teacher, you are delivering a talk or lecture or classroom. If the background noise is very high, what is happened? Efficiency of teacher automatically disturbed and hampered. Similarly, when we are trying to any kind of product, we have to consider this factor also, noise and vibration also. And similarly, illumination also a great role. Then ultimately, what is the main goal of the ergonomics? Ergonomics main goal is provide a safe and healthy environmental conditions engineered to the capabilities of the human body for decreasing the worker fatigue or discomfort, minimize the excessive effort. Forward, all these things look taken care of because of our main interest is increasing the efficiency, productivity, and reducing the worker fatigue. And ultimately, if we are able to achieve this goal, automatically improve quality or providing design, reduce human error, enhance the customer service through the improved worker model, elevated your job satisfaction, reduced injury illness, and reduced cost. This is the main goal of the ergonomics. And how it is the work? At first, we have to evaluate any evaluation. It may be product design, maybe task design, maybe work design, or anything. At first, we have to evaluate and identify what is the problem in the existing any kind of task or system or any product or anything. we have to identify through evaluation. If we are able to identify the problem, then we have to follow the detailed analysis, which parties play important role for that particular existing problem. Then develop the solution. What are the solution, probable solution? After the develop solution, implement the process or implement the solution. Again, you evaluate how it will be beneficial or not. If then compare, then it is a cyclic manner. Every time, just like a follow the ISO rule or continuous improvement process, continuous testing, evaluation, identification, analysis, and is a loop manner. We have to follow this rule. Now I am coming to the product. What is a product? Product is an entity that is created through a process for solve the real need of the users or human population. That's called the product. And these are the so many products. This is the product, one product used by specific population. Another product, this is the school uniform, footwear, ammunition. These are the protective equipment. These are the all products. If you go through this picture, the user is different, requirement is different, purpose and requirement is different. For design on development of any product, we have to very beginning focus on this area. So what is the purpose? Why it will be used? This and that. Then, and one more thing, I am not going through the what is the normal textbook available in the ergonomics. What is the product design? This that is available in the literature theory. I am not following that part. I am sharing my thoughts and ideas during design and development of the various products. What is the problem we have faced and how we can address this? I will present this my presentation this way. At first, if you consider, suppose I am planning for the design a footwear. What is the first requirement? At first, we have to know what are the user population, user requirement. Who are the users? That user is the very, very big important issues. Within the users, we have to identify why it will be used, where it will be used, whom will be used, when it will be used, and how long will be used. Why it is important? Suppose if we do not know, suppose you are designing one kind of helmet. As for example, you are planning for design, somebody assign a task, you have to design a helmet. And then at the same time, you have designed a helmet and hand over to the users. Then users, I'm looking for the helmet for the use in the rain protection, or it may be the safety protection, it may be bulletproof protection. Then we do not know. Then at first we have to very beginning, we have to very clear idea why it will be used, where it will be used. Why I am telling all these factors, I will to you desert, jungle, because everything influence your product design process, where it will be used. Suppose one thing it will be used in your Lucknow and same thing not will be used in the Jammu Kashmir, minus temperature. Then at first you have to very, very careful about the selection of the design of development of the product, where it will be used, when it will be used. It is a leisure time activity. What we have to know now, because leisure time activity, operational activity, occupational activity, all are varies. Then we have to very, very know when it will be used. It may be normal situation, it may be emergency situation, it may be critical situation. Then how long? This is also very playing a role. You have designed a helmet, that is good, but that one is not at all breathable. When you are wearing the helmet, due to wear your 30 minutes of helmet, your sweating rate it will be high, your head will be totally wet, not breathable. Similarly, same helmet not used in the desert or cold area. That's why duration, we have to very, very clear, and we have to understand the product will be used for how long. For one use, 1 hour, for 2 hours, for 8 hours, or whole 24 hours. That factor also we have to consider very beginning of the conceptualization stage of the product design. Then come into the another aspect. When we are what we are targeting for the product design, available product, existing product, or new product. if the existing product, then we have to identify what are the limitations in the existing product. Then you have to try for the solution of the problem within the existing product. Then if suppose you are planning for the not existing product, you develop a new product, totally entirely different new product, then what are the challenges? During development of the totally new product, you have to consider these following factors. First factor is the cost. What will be the product cost in the market? Then unsuitable in the different terrains or not, durability, maintenance cost, and ultimate final is your comfort and comfort. What will be the comfort by the users? For design of the new product, you have to consider all these factors. Then after that, you have to idea development, preliminary design or prototype design stage, in maybe simulation and CAD modeling. Suppose your design develop a prototype, then what is the next stage? You have to testing or validation. Testing may be the different phases. At first in the lab, simulation and modeling condition, the lab condition and field condition. Simulation modeling, there is no involvement of the human or the users. If it is lab study, involve the human and what is the problem in the existing product, you have to evaluate. And same time, you have to evaluate in the different field locations also, field area also. If you target for the one product, use for the all environmental conditions. Then when you are finished the testing and everything, then directly offer the product for the user feedback. Because user feedback, why? It is easy for us. Why? Because our main target, our main user is the military personnel, army personnel. Our user is fixed. Then straight away after testing, evaluation, simulation, lab and field condition, then we are offer the product to the users. Please give your feedback. Are you satisfied or not? It is fulfill your requirement or not? If the users are satisfied, then go for the final production. Suppose you are not satisfied, dissatisfaction, they provide some input for the further modification and improvement. Then again, you have to choose this route for product design modification or product modification. After the modification, you again enter into the testing phase. Then how it will remove solution all the required modification suggestions, yes or not.